Thank you so much for coming out tonight. My name is Gilbert Guidoyas. I've had the pleasure of meeting you. I am the band director here at Cupertino High School. First off, I'd like to thank you for all the wonderful food that you bought that we enjoyed to start off the night. So thank you very much for bringing that food. It was delicious. I'd also like to welcome all our new families. As you can see, your eyes are not deceiving you. Our band did grow by leaps and bounds this year. So we were anticipating a growth of about 12. We grew by about 30. So yes, that is a much larger band. So along with that, there's a learning curve that we're kind of going through. So it's been a fun experience. So we continue to go through that. All right. So without a doubt, hopefully you've seen the trailer on your way in. We'll talk more about that later on. But that's a huge step for our program. That's going to help out so much more in our transportation, in our time, and in the kids' safety. So we're so excited. And right now, that's just the shell of the trailer. There's going to be cabinets in there and shelving and things that are going to make it really special. So we're really excited about that. If you didn't have a chance to take a look inside, definitely stop by and take a peek in there. Really neat trailer that we purchased this year. All right, so our goal for tonight is to give you some insight as to what we've been doing here over the last 2 weeks. So hopefully you'll enjoy our performance. We're going to start off with the fight song, so without further ado, drum major, bring us in. Thank you very much. All right, guard, go ahead and take the field, please. Horn line, go ahead and take your place. Drum line, take your place. Thank you. All right, so tonight we're going to feature each group. The head instructor for every group will come up, talk a little bit about the role of each group, put on a small demonstration, and recognize the leadership from that group. So first today will be the color guard. So Cameron will come up and say a few words. By the way, special day for this young man. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Cameron.
Thank you for showing up on my birthday. I appreciate it. But seriously, thanks for coming. My name's Cameron Cornejo. I am the color guard captain here at Cupertino High School. This is my 5th year here. I think 5 years. Yeah. I don't know, it just kind of becomes a blur sometimes. So the color guard is part of what we like to call Team What You See. We spin flags, we dance, and our job is to interpret the music through movement, through props, and through color. So we always get a different costume depending on the show. Sometimes there's a little acting with the dancing, and the flags constantly change depending on the show. So we're just going to show you a couple. Well, before that, I want to introduce my staff. We have Sarah LaValle. So I'm not the only one that does it. And Mario Barone. And then Catalina McNeil will be joining us again, but she is unfortunately not here today. This is the biggest the group has ever been. There's 33. When I first got here, we could barely hang on to 7. So it's awesome. So the exercise we're going to show you today is called Around the World. And then we're going to go through some tossing, but Around the World, it helps with the angles and body facings, also the coordination with spinning and moving. So there's a little bit of plie and releve in there as they travel around the world. So, like I said, the exercise to help, you can relax. With coordination, we spend a lot of time dancing as well. I think we spend about half the time here dancing, working on building those muscles for the movement and the technique required to do it, because we all wish that we can just stand there, but we have to make magic happen. So we're also going to show you an exercise that we do, and it's just a basic exercise. It's tossing. So every reason why people like to come and watch color guard, things go in the air, you go ooh ah, and then hopefully everyone catches it. You just take one single lead. Just one. Come on, count, yeah. And then with that, we also want to work on consistency. So depending on the day or if they need it, we'll add on in a routine so they can work on their consistency tossing it. Can we take 3, please? 3, run, 1 down. How many of you guys are freshmen? Raise your flag if you're a freshman. Raise your flag. So it's pretty good. We're getting somewhere. And then how many of you are sophomores? Juniors? And then we have a few seniors, right? Like 3? 3, yeah. So it's awesome that the group is achieving this at such an early point in the season, especially with the majority of them being freshmen. They're all working very hard. And we'll just continue to grow. Thanks, color guard.
All right, thank you, guard. Next, we're going to show you a little bit about the front ensemble. We see instruments now, but soon you will see them appear. They're ninja-like, and their ninja-like instructor Shavit will talk a little bit about their role in band.
Hello, parents, and alumni and friends, welcome all. My name is Shavadith, and this is my 5th year teaching the front ensemble. I also have the privilege to design and write the show and write the front ensemble music as well. On my team, I have the very awesome Aaron Wood, who is not here with us today, but he will be here later on in the season, as well as next week, starting first day of school on Monday. And we also have the one and only Gabe Bukirin. So the pit world has kind of outgrown itself throughout the years. We've introduced many elements to add depth to the show. There are 2 synth carts now on the field with many speakers, and he is the guy who literally makes all of this happen. So it would not work out without him. So thank you so much, Gabe. So this year is a pretty special year for the front ensemble because we have a lot of graduating seniors. If you are a senior, can you raise your hand? There are 5 of them this year. I think last year we had 1. I think 2 years ago we had 1 or 2. The year before we had 1 or 2. But really, I haven't been to band camp in many years, but this is my first time being here in a while, and it's really impressive to see how good they're playing. And I think it's as a result of all of the talented seniors, so congratulations on all of the hard work. But we also have a really talented incoming freshman class, so if you're a freshman, can you raise your hand as well? And there are 5 of them as well taking the senior spot, so it's going to be great to see how far they're going to go. For the exercise that we've been preparing, we do a lot of scalar exercises to help build their dexterity and just their coordination. They play many keys on the keyboard. But we also work on 2 mallets and 4 mallets as well, just to challenge them. And the exercise that we will be playing for you today is called 7/8 because it's in 7/8. We're going to do 2 variations. We're going to do a block chord variation where all 4 mallets hit, and also we're going to do a variation where they play alternating strings so that they are building their independency with each mallet. Without further ado, here it is. And before I pass the mic out to the next person, I want to acknowledge the 2 section leaders in the front ensemble. So we have Dave on the xylophone back there, and Christine right here in the front. So they are doing an amazing job. So. And the next person that I would like to bring up to the microphone is the one and only Colin Wickham.
Hi everyone, my name is Colin Wickham. This is my 4th year here as battery caption head at Cupertino High School. As the drums are getting set up, I might as well just introduce the rest of my staff, which is a pretty big staff. I'm really fortunate to have all these guys here with me. That guy out there running out to the field is Dennis LeBlanc, our snare tech. We have bass specialist Nick Cordoni, quad specialist and Cupertino alum Akshay Bade, Tom Tech and another Cupertino alum Axel Aquino, and then honorary bass tech and overall fish everything Brandon Adamson. Brandon just finished marching a season with the Vanguard, who won DCI World Championships. So the drum line is, for those of you who don't know, and those of you families that are new to this program or this activity of marching arts, the battery section is the section that keeps tempo for the entire band. Most oftentimes, you'll see the battery behind the rest of the marching ensemble, and everyone that plays a wind instrument is often listening back to make sure that everything is lining up. Additionally, they play a lot of rhythmically intricate parts, which means that they're always playing, fast rolls, fast stuff. So that's one of our biggest challenges. What we're going to play for you tonight are 2 exercises, just back to back. The first one works on double strokes, which is a primer for setting up how we play rolls, and then the second one is called bookends, which works on what we call rudiments. Rudiments are just a combination of rhythms and stickings, and then technically this is in the realm of rudimentary percussion, in the sense that we play a lot of stuff like paradiddles and flam accents and cheeses and a lot of other weird words that you'll hear these kids say. That's just a bunch of different stickings and rhythms that you'll see in the show. So without further ado, Dennis, take it away. So to tell you a little bit more about our kids this year, there are 18 in the battery section, 2 of which are seniors, 10 of which are sophomores, and 6 of which are freshmen. So we have a pretty young line this year. But arguably they are very talented for where they are in their grades. A lot of that has been helped out from our continuation of the winter percussion program from season to season. For instance, some of our sophomores, this is their 4th marching season, their 4th production in this activity. And with that, before I forget, our section leader is Joshua Franklin. Who, as of this season, this is his 7th season in our program between marching fall shows and marching winter shows. He's marched every single season, both fall and spring, since his freshman year. So he come this next winter percussion season, he'll be the first drumline member to complete all 8 seasons. with the program. I think that about wraps it up. Those kids did a lot of work these past 2 weeks and made a lot of progress. But that's it for the drumline. Next, we have Matt Costalis, or Viz.
Hello everybody, good to see you. Thanks for coming. My name is Matt Costalis. This is my 4th year at Cupertino being the visual caption manager. I'm the other member of Team What You See with Cameron. Basically my job is to make sure all the feet of the horn line members and the drum lines are in time as they go across the field, teach them how to travel across the field and how to look the same as they do it. Also do a little bit of choreography in there to help do some dynamic contrast in what we do visually. My staff this year is I'm joined by Brent Kanak. It's his 4th year on my staff, and he's been here longer than I have. It's 6 years? Yeah, it's his 6th year here. Cupertino alumni as well. I also have another staff member coming aboard. His name is Ashley Donaldson, and he should be here hopefully within the next week. Really smart guy. I'm happy to have him this year. And these are our section leaders heading out to the field right now. The exercise they're going to do today is, I believe, zigzags, right guys? Yeah? All right, I think they heard me. Cool. So it's going to be zigzags. It primarily works on their direction changes and how they control their momentum going in one direction to another, and how they control their balance, which is something we do as we march across the field and play. So it's a really good exercise to get them going. So without further ado, here are our section leaders performing the zigzags.
Right. Thank you, leadership. All right, so next we're going to highlight the rest, the other group. The largest of the groups are horn lines. So our horn line's going to set up a couple of arcs out here. We're going to do a little bit of our warm-ups that we do on a regular basis, and then we're going to set up for the first movement of our show so you can get an idea of what the show is going to be like tonight. All right, so horn line, go ahead and set up. All right, next we're going to perform the opening of our 2018 show. The show is titled In a Beat. In a Beat. The concept surrounds love, something I think in our current state of things we need more of. So that's what you're going to hear as the first part of that. So there will be much more to what you see right now added on as the season goes on. All right, so without further ado, drum majors, call to. All right, so that was the second movement of our show. We'll add some drill and hit to that later on. So it's been a great 2 weeks of band camp. Big part of that is because of attendance. Attendance was great. So I totally foresee this season being one of the best seasons that we've had. The effort that these students are displaying on a regular basis has been incredible. So huge thank you from all the staff to you as parents for providing us with such great children to work with. And I think we're going to do some great things. This last band camp would not have been possible without contributions from many of our booster board. Just to highlight a few, Addie Ruff, our booster president, who helped set up the registration that ran really smooth. Our vice president, who's always here lending a helping hand, Ms. Sandy Kitagawa. Our treasurer, who does a great job of managing our money, Anoop Singhal. Our uniform chair, who's doing a tremendous job outfitting a very large band with our uniforms and shoes, Miss Karen Hirsch. Of course, our go-to guy who's here as long as any of us are, our former president, now equipment manager, but he does it all, Ed Surratt. Also want to thank one of our current members and alumni for some Eagle Scout projects that they just completed. Some cabinets in the pit room that were completed by Alvin Yang. And Alvin, wait, in the clarinet section right over here. And if you walk into the band room, you'll notice a nice display case. Suki Padawadran. He just left for college, I believe, today. So he stopped by and dropped that off. Nice display cabinet there. Couldn't have done any of collecting all the paperwork, managing so much of the office work. Aaron and Serena, both alumni, sitting right up here. Get up and wave, guys. If we seem organized, it's totally because of them. Another gentleman who you've seen running around with the hat, he comes by anytime that he's not actively in school. He's been huge help. This guy will do whatever will make this band better. He did that throughout his high school years, and he continues to do it. Mr. Yunda Sai. Oh yeah, Yunda. Right over there to your right. And then just another great alumni who just showed up and said, what can I do to help? So Mr. Parker Lees, right over here. Been here all band camp. Thank you, Parker. All the great pictures that you see on Facebook, super awesome. Our staff photographer, Mr. Rudy Pollock. And every year we have a shirt design competition to determine what our travel tee is going to look like. This year it was won by Jimin Seong. And down the list. Oh yes, and one of our newest alumni. She's also going to be taking pictures, and it's also her birthday. Miss Jane An, right up here. And just a special guest that I want to recognize, our TOB coordinator and also board member to Santa Clara Vanguard. He's a great guy to have around and does a tremendous job for us, not only in TOB, but just helping all the way around. Mr. Ray Pulver, sitting right in the front. So I wish I could take credit for all this greatness that's happening around us and just say it's all me, but it's every single one of these people, and honestly, it takes everyone who I just mentioned right now to pull off what we do. So thank you from me to all of you, all our staff, alumni that are here. Thanks so much for coming out. It's always awesome to see you around. We look forward to seeing all of you throughout the entire season. You'll see the show progress, and we'll add more, and every week hopefully you'll see something new. So thank you ahead of time. So next, without further ado, we're going to close tonight with a performance of Over the Rainbow, conducted by our drum majors. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you throughout the season. Thank you and have a good night.